A very good evening to all my viewers who are watching the Getty Talk, and I am Shilpi. I'm the relationship manager with the Global Education and Training Institute. So, I first of all would like to wish all of you a very happy National Science Day. And I have a very dear sister and a very, uh, you know, what do you call a Wonder Woman, and the first grown girl of India, Mohsina Arif Mirza, and she is the founder of Invero Techno Robotics and Flying Club in Lucknow. So let me just introduce her. Although I know you must have understood when I said she was the first drone girl in India, but who better would be the person to celebrate National Science Day with me other than her? So Mohsina Mirza is the first drone girl of India and pioneer in drone piloting and has introduced the concept of aviation and flying technology and aerial imagining in schools across the country. She started her career as a head of a drone department in the very famous and reputed Lamartine College, Lucknow. So, Mohsina, welcome here. And before I begin, with the topic that you're going to discuss, artificial intelligence across subjects, use of artificial intelligence. I mean, what made you, take interest in robotics and all? I mean, girls are more interested in like the I mean, in the year that we've grown up, in the age that we've grown up, this was much of a boy's interest. So, what made you, have an aptitude towards this?
Thank you so much, Shilpi, inviting me on this platform. Very good evening to you and everyone who is watching this show. A very happy National Science Day to all of you. This question, I am just actually fed up. I mean, why people just perceive girls for not into STEM? They just consider them into cooking, music, stitching. Why? I mean, please come out from this gender thing. And I think STEM is for science and STEM is for girls. And I think each and every individual, be it girl or boy, if they have interest in science, if they have interest in STEM, they must learn it. I mean, we should not see the gender in that. So from the beginning, I used to enjoy doing such stuff, reading about space and learning about STEM. So that was my interest, and I come into this into professionally also. And since my interest in so much into space activities, sky, and I was so fascinated with the sky, stars, planets since childhood. So I end up doing the professional skydiving course too.
Wow.
So yeah, so yes, that was my interest, and I made my profession just because I was interested in that field.
So, Mohsina, just for the students who are listening to us, or even teachers and parents, is it necessary that the child has to actually excel in science subjects to be able to take up such things?
Not really, AI, even humanity, the child who has taken humanities stream or any other stream, they can learn about AI, they can learn about programming, robotics. So AI has nothing to do with science. It just come under the STEM, but it's not necessary that you need to learn the science stream and then only you can learn AI. Of course, you can be AI trained, you have to learn the computer science. That's it.
Right. So, and is there an age limit also? When we say age is a number, can anybody start late in age
See,
also
if you
to
want to start your career as a professional in this field, of course, you have to choose this field from the very beginning. At the school level only, you have to, because those who are CBSE affiliated schools, they have this as an optional subject from grade 8. Okay, so they can opt from grade 8 itself, and the new NEP, tell us to teach teaching from grade 6. The time is not far when the children from the grade 6 will start learning this AI concepts.
Okay, thank you so much. And then now I will not take much of your time. The platform is yours, and go ahead.
So thank you so much. And Today we'll be talking about artificial intelligence and use of artificial intelligence across subjects. So when I mean across subjects, that means you are not just teaching them AI as an optional subject, but you are going to use the applications of AI in all the subjects. Now for today, I just want to tell you one thing. One Sorry for this technical glitch. So today we'll be talking about artificial intelligence across subjects. And as an educationist, we will prepare our kids for an AI filled future. We'll make our children for AI ready. Now, when we talk about artificial intelligence, we have always this thing in our mind that AI is a very new concept and it's being used in different industry. So let me tell you that AI is not a new concept at all. It was introduced back in the 1950s by two geniuses called McKinsey and McCarthy, and they described AI as an any task performed by a machine that would have previously been considered to require human intelligence. So artificial intelligence is nothing, it's just a collection of your own data which machines make it more perfect. So in technical term, we can say that artificial intelligence is wide ranging branch of computer science concerned with building smart machines. So when we talk about smart machines, it means that your data which you have manually put it is going to make that data smart and capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. Machine learning and deep learning are creating a shift virtually in every sector of the industry. So when I talk about every sector, that means banking or education or any field. You just name the field, the AI is being used in that. Now, when I talk about AI, and as I told you, it is nothing, it's just the collection of your own data and machine make it more smarter. So there are basically two types of AI. One, artificial narrow intelligence, that's called ANI, which we use it in our daily basis, like Google Home, Alexa, self-driven cars, self-driven vehicles. And the other one is artificial general intelligence, that's called AGI. Now, AGI is more advanced, and lot of AI scientists are working on that, and it's still in the process. Now, what are the fields of AI? Fields related to AI. First is machine learning. So, machine learning is nothing, a search engine that gives better result with more experiences and data. And deep learning is most of the data is unstructured, like the uh, interactive games which we play on the AI applications that I'll tell you later. And third, and very close to my heart, is robotics. I always say this line in all my interviews, in all my shows, that the time is not far from when cleaning from our trees to cleaning from our toilets being done by robots. So to create AI programs that can help robots in behaving more and more like human beings. So the role of AI is to make robots more smarter. When I talk about that, making robots more smarter, you must have heard about a lot of humanoids like Sophia, Vyom Mitra, Pepper. Sophia is the first humanoid which had more than 53 emotions, and the first humanoid who got the nationality from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So these robots are coming up to make the work easier, and these robots are AI based robots programmed by AI, so they can act more like human beings. Now, as an educationist, as a teacher, as a principal, we have to make India's next generation AI ready. When I say AI ready, that means they are able to cope up with the coming, uh, coming problems for us and for the next generation. So India's own AI strategy identifies the importance of skill based education. So as an educationist, as an head of the school, our aim should be giving vocational or skill based education to our coming generation, and they should be ready for AI. Now, what do we understand by AI in education? We have to make them ready for life. The younger generation must be educated in a way that they are ready for life and are positive contributors to the advancement and enrichment of their nation. Second, they must be exposed to such learning environments with the help of updated tools and enlightened teachers so that their learning outcomes could be maximized and suited to the potential of every learner. So when we are talking for ready for life, the school responsibility is to enlighten teachers, to train teachers so they can provide such tools to their students and they can be ready for life. Now, here we are talk about the AI across subjects. So what is CBSE's new initiative for AI? This is called the Twin Initiative. Twin Initiative has two parts, as the name suggests. First is that the AI was introduced in 2019-20 as an optional subject for grade 8 and 9, and the second option was to incorporate AI in all the subjects. Now, first is the option where the children want to take it as a subject, as an optional subject, and the second part is that each and every child of the school should be aware of the applications of AI and they should learn about applications in different subjects. Now, what are different applications of AI? Now, when I talk about NLP means natural language processing. In natural language processing, we can keep different kinds of applications of AI, like story speaking. Like if a teacher wants to teach language, English or Hindi or history, any subject, they can use the different applications like story speaking, Google Stories, and different applications. In Google Story or Story Speakers, the user, the teacher, can download their own stories and they can give access to their sub users, students, to add or delete their part of the interpretation in the story. Now, mystery animal, this is for the younger children, the junior school children, where they can learn about the names of different animals, their surrounding, their eating habits, everything related to their environment. The children who are interested in STEM, they can learn about vision systems, they can learn about identification of faces, how they can create their own apps of learning handwriting, virtual reality, and different kinds of things. Students who have interest in physics, the teachers can use the application of infinite drum machines where, suppose take an example of physics and lesson sounds and sounds, so they can use infinite drum machines application. In that, thousands of sounds and frequencies are already downloaded in that. Geography teachers can use the Google map, visual maps, they can use the smart city concepts, smart home concepts. The science teachers can motivate their children to learn and create their own smart vehicles through Internet of Things. So these are some applications of AI. And let's come to the gaming part of applications also. Children can create their own games which can enhance their vocabulary, their power of thinking, lot of fun activities through that. So when I talk about AI integrated education, what it is, it means bringing AI into the subject. Now, I'm just taking few examples, and my first example is that of mathematics. Suppose data collection is a familiar task in mathematics, and data acquisition is an important basic AI concept. So, what teacher can do, she can use the AI-based app to demonstrate data collection in a mathematics class or teach the concept and functionality of the AI application through their understanding of the data collection operations in mathematics. The another example can be mystery game, which I just told you in the applications of AI. It comes under the natural language processing. In this game particularly, the children learn about the surroundings of the animals and their names. So it is a game which has set of 20 questions, and in the end the child has to guess the name of the animal. And the questions are based on the surroundings of the animals, their eating habits, their living habits. There are a few examples like, can you survive in water? Answer is no. Can you survive in polar regions? The answer is no. Can you fly? Yes. Do you eat small animals? No. Do you live on trees? Yes. Can you talk? Yes. So at the end, the child can guess the answer is parrot. The another example of AI application is Cemeteries. It is a very fun-loving game, and children can learn lot of vocabulary through this game. It is just a word association powered game by AI system. The game has been trained with billions of examples of conversations text. Like, the child will feed one word and he will have lot of options, so they can enhance their vocabulary through these games. Now, what schools have to do for AI implementations in their school? As I told you about the twin initiative, so if for the twin initiative, for the second initiative, they don't need any approval. But for the first initiative, if they want to introduce AI as an optional subject in their school, the school administration have to give application for approval. And the very important point, according to me, is teacher selection and training. School will get the approval, but now the most challenging task is to train the teachers so they can give the best of the output. Now, for selection of the teachers and training will be done by the school, obviously. And the CBSE is doing lot of workshops from time to time, and they are training their selected teachers for how to incorporate AI in different subjects in their lesson plans. Now here the teacher's role is to create their lesson plan where they can incorporate AI in that. Now, how they will create that lesson plan? There are a lot of options, thousands of options, applications, softwares are available on internet. We are blessed teachers, and we don't have to do much. It's just that we have to do little bit of research, and we have lot of options available in that. Fourth point is that strategy and planning for the AI timetable. As I have told you, you have a lot of examples on internet. It's just that you have to do research, and you have to find out which apps, which application goes best in your topic and in which particular subject. The last and again very important is approach. How you going to approach the students for implementation of those AI incorporated lesson plans and proper observation and monitoring by the heads of the school. Now, very important task, assessment at the end of AI integrated learning. You have taken the permission, you have trained your teachers, the teachers are delivering their lectures, AI based lectures. Now, at the end of the day, heads have to monitor how much AI integrated learning being done in their school, so they can assess on the three skills, basis of three skills: conceptual skills, technical skills, and life skills. So in conceptual skills, the child should be familiar with at least these concepts like problem scooping, problem statement, data acquisition, data exploration, graphical representations of data, building models, networks, three domains of AI, computer vision, data vision, language processing, which I have just discussed with you, and different kind of AI application. And the technical skill set, that the child should have the ability to use AI powered tools, and they should identify the linkage of AI applications with the knowledge system. They should be able to do it on their own for their own self learning. Now, life skill, the child should be trained at the end. They should have a proper thinking skills, they have problem solving skills, they have great decision making skills, social skills. They can work in the group games, teamwork, leadership, effective communication skills, oral and written presentations. skills. So I just want to say one thing over here, that your lesson plan plays a very important role over here. When you are making a lesson plan, you make sure that whatever you are teaching to your children, you have done thorough research. Today's children are so much upgraded. They are exploring a lot of technologies around them. So of course you must be trained for that. And CBSE is providing the workshops to the teachers training. The school can also invite the in-house trainers also, who can individually train the teachers to make their lesson plans and how they can do the research, how they can download those applications. Of course, few teachers have to upgrade themselves. They have to be more aware of the applications of AI, and for that you need to upgrade yourself. And I'm also available on social networking platforms. If you find any difficulty in creating your own lesson plans or downloading certain kind of application, you can contact me for that. So I hope this presentation has helped you little bit, and it has given you the insight of how you can use or incorporate AI in your own subjects. Maybe you teaching mathematics, physics, history, geography, English, Hindi, how you can use the different applications of AI. And if you have any queries, you can ask me.
Uh, well, yes. You have actually explained it in a lot of detail, so I think they have not much queries for you. And I initially had asked you already what I think they have asked once again. That can STEM? I mean, I understand it, but for a layman, can you
Mhm.
explain this new term STEM that is coming up?
Okay,
That is
so
what is the main question. Like we have heard of it so many times, but what is it exactly?
So, STEM, as the word suggests, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So, STEM education is not meant for the bigger children, for senior school children. STEM can be started from the pre primary, where you can give them the experience of, environment, their surroundings, and they can create little bit of, sensory things, models which has some kind of technology. So in Western countries, the STEM is introduced as a subject from the grade prep. Now in India it is coming up, but of course it will take time, and we take STEM for the middle school or senior classes. But the need of the hour is that the moment they enter in the school, they should start working on different kind of sensors, sensory projects, where they can have a feel of science. Science doesn't mean that hawa wala science. It means they should be aware of their environment. Technology and engineering doesn't mean that they're going to make a smart house or smart home in the prep. It's just that they can create little bit of things. Maybe the teacher can create a robot. She can explain the difference between the human and a robot. Okay, humans have skin. They can feel the emotions. They have the emotions for touch. They have muscles, blood in their body, and robots are made of metals. These kind of questions and these kind of difference we can teach it, and all these comes under STEM.
All right. Well, very well explained. So I think that must be answered most of their queries as to when to start and what is STEM. So how popular is it becoming in India? Like we were talking offline, many schools and educational centers are taking. How popular has this concept become in India?
See, as I told you about AI just now, these days we are just learning about. Everyone is talking about AI, but it
Hmm.
was started in 1950s. It's not a new concept. Same as
Yes.
STEM. STEM is not a new concept. It's just that it is more demand in the Asian countries now, and we are more familiar. We are more familiar in the concept because a lot of research are taking place in these kind of fields. So these are not new concepts at all. We have been learning engineering from ages, technology from ages, science, mathematics, I think from since 2 centuries. So these are not the new concepts at all.
Yeah.
It's just that more awareness is required.
Right. And this must be giving you a lot of excitement. Like, how do you see the children of today? You are experiencing it firsthand. So is it that they are taking interest on their own, or is it that the parents also encourage them to do this?
I must say that STEM is something each and every child is self motivated. They don't want to read through books. Instead
Yes.
of thinking, if you come up with something out of the box and you teaching, I just gave you the example of sound, and you just going with your old kind of concept. You teaching them.
Yes.
You
Yes.
just
Yes.
open one application, and you just do something practical with them, and they learn it in minutes.
Hmm.
So it's a concept of learning by doing. It's just that the concept which we've been listening since childhood, the time has come when we have to bring it actually on the table of the children, and they are
And
self
you must
motivated.
have also seen that children are taking more interest in science because of this. You know what you just
Actually,
mentioned,
yes.
over science that
Actually,
we were
yes,
scared of.
yes. Yes, true. I mean, I used to fly drone, and I remember people used to gather me. It's like some alien has come, some UFO has come, something like that. So when Three Idiot was released, and people
Hmm.
have seen that Amir Khan is flying a drone, they understood. Okay, this is something. The name was given. So that was the first time people started talking about, yeah, अच्छा अच्छा ये drone वाली लड़की है, वो जो Three Idiot वाली लड़की है. So this thing came in picture. It's just that awareness is required. It was not that, see, aero modeling, my grandpa used to do it. So this concept is so old, but it's just that there was no awareness. When we watched it actually in the movie, and it's been come
Yes.
into more into function, people know what aero modeling is, what drone is.
So thank you so much, Mohsina, for being here. But I'll end it on a very funny note. I saw one of her posts where she said, "I have just sent a drone to my neighbor's house to pick up the cloth that had, was drying on my cloths line." So that is the use of the drone that
Oh,
even
I have so many weird stories. I think we will discuss it behind this show. Um, so, yes, I was just reading one post right now, which are the haunted places in Lucknow, and people have written a lot of things. I think I'm going out of the topic, but I just want to end it on this funny story. So, I remember people used to tell me, okay, the cemetery in a residency is
Mhm.
haunted, and people should not go after 5:30 and all that. And I flown my drone, and I was like, my drone just went little down, and I saw that one man is coming out from the grave and running, and actually he was sleeping in the summer under the bushes. So, so
Okay.
and I usually, like, as you have seen my post, if my clothes drop, I am too lazy to go on my own and knock on the door, please give my clothes back. I send my drone and bring it back. So yes, that's called the STEM, that's called the technology. You don't have to give pain to others, you can solve your problems on your own.
Yes, I was just trying to encourage the housewives to learn something from you. They can
Of
come and
course,
learn.
the platform, though, they don't have to, climb, and they don't have to go through stairs. They can send their drone, they'll pick up the veggies for them, so they can learn these technologies.
Yeah, get something for even cutting the vegetables.
Yes, yes.
All right,
Okay,
so thank you
my pleasure, Shilpi. Thank you so much for inviting me, and
so
hope to
much
see
for
you
being
soon.
here. It was such a
Okay.
lovely and nice, discussion. I never thought that a subject so serious as artificial intelligence can be dealt in such a light way and
It
easy
is
way.
not serious, it is not difficult. These subjects are really fun thing, and make your life easy. So kids, please do opt for that. Teachers, please, motivate your children to be so technology oriented, future ready for AI. Thank you, and bye bye.
Yeah, so I will end on the note that scientific temper. Let's not lose it. All right.
Yeah.
So thank you so much once again, and a very good evening to all my viewers.